Top 10 hilariously awesome ways players modified video games. Number 10. Skyrim on crack. Most of this love was aimed at the game's stunning graphics, but like with plastic surgery, you can always make something look better if you're willing to cut it open and stick new things inside, which is what this gamer did when he loaded up the game with every graphical modification he could find. Of course, graphics aren't everything, but when you compare the first screenshot here from the unmodded game to this second one that's chock full of them, you can see why scientists have never worked on iViagra, because it already exists. Number 9. Grand Theft Auto 4 Back to the Future. In Grand Theft Auto 4, you play as Nico Bellic, an Eastern European immigrant trying to make his fortune in America the old-fashioned way, by stealing cabs and shooting people. If you just listen to that sentence, you probably noticed the distinct absence of the words Marty McFly and time travel, which didn't stop a guy from cramming them right the hell in anyway, because why not? Sure, it's fun to play one of the most well-received video game characters of all time and experience his journey, but sometimes you just want to whip police officers in the dome while looking like Marty McFly. Number 8. Skyrim. Randy Savage Lives Again. Skyrim makes this list twice purely because of this mod. Now, hundreds of mods were created for the game. People inserted everything from lightsabers to the ability to suplex children. But this one takes the cake because of its pure madness. Macho madness. For the 8 people reading this who aren't familiar with Skyrim, the story revolves around trying to slay dragons threatening the land of Skyrim. The guy felt that the dragons needed to be made to look like the late great macho man Randy Savage, complete with his trademark hat and gravel-chewing voice. This was clearly a decision that could not possibly have been made without, give or take a few, all of the drugs. The best bit by far is that as long as the dragon is in the air, Disco Inferno will play. This is such an awesome, inspired use of the tune, we'll forgive the head-scratching omission of Macho Man's actual theme, Pomp and Circumstance. Just this once, though. Number 7. Minecraft. Angry Bird style. Minecraft is famous for the fact that you, the player, can create whatever you damn well please. The entire Kanto region from Pokemon Red and Blue? Sure, a life-size replica of the Starship Enterprise? Why not? But even with all that choice, some people still felt they didn't have enough creativity, so they created other stuff too. One guy altered the game to make it play like Angry Birds. The irony being, of course, that Angry Birds revolves entirely around destroying structures, while Minecraft focuses on building them. If someone out there hasn't taken one of the birds from this mod and used it to destroy their friend's painstakingly built castle, then I've lost faith in the internet. Number 6. Guitar Hero. Play any song you want. Guitar Hero kicked ass for one reason, and one reason only. It let you live out your rockstar fantasies. While playing the game, you could pretend to be Hendrix, Clapton, or even the legend that is the guitarist from Franz Ferdinand. Despite a host of sequels and dozens of imitators, some fans still felt that their personal favorite songs weren't being represented, so they just went straight ahead and put them in anyway. Literally any song you can think of has been modded into the game, from the final boss music of Final Fantasy VII to Bass Hunter, who I'm fairly certain has never been anywhere near a guitar. Sure, it's not as visually impressive as the other things on this list, but when someone out there has figured out how to play a rave song or a symphonic battle piece on a tiny plastic guitar controller, can you really argue they aren't awesome? Number 5. Fallout 3. Best birthday ever. Fallout 3 is a game that's set in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. As with most games, there are many mods for new weapons, environments, and characters, but those are boring. Why would you want a puny laser gun when you can make it so that a giant atomic monster is at your 10th birthday party? To explain. Early in the game, your character grows up. During this time, you're not supposed to encounter any enemies, which didn't stop someone from seeing what would happen if you did, because those are the disturbed thoughts that go through the average disturbed gamer's head. Now, Deathclaws are considered to be the toughest enemies in the game, so when one mysteriously appears in your midst, its very presence acts like a litmus test for balls. Half the room flees from it, while the other half, including a child, tries to punch it in the penis. But here's where things get really awesome, because in the game, your dad is voiced by Liam Neeson. He too tries to punch the hell out of the Deathclaw, meaning that this mod is everything the Grey promised to be, and more. Number 4. Modern Warfare, Star Wars style. Modern Warfare is one of the best received and most played online multiplayer games of all time, but modern is so blah these days. People want future combat, and they want it hard, which is why this incredibly dedicated group of gamers painstakingly reconstructed the world of Star Wars and inserted it into the game. The mod allows players to take control of either Imperial or Rebel troops, although I have to criticize the fact that playing as a Stormtrooper doesn't remove the ability to aim, because that would make it realistic, and realism is something we should expect from a world where you fire lasers that travel slower than most cars. Number 3. Just Cause. Fly like an iron eagle. Just Cause is a game where you basically destroy whatever you damn well please in between surfing on jet planes, so yeah, it's realistic. But despite the fact you can do things like leap out of a plane, hold onto the wing, then leap back in again, some felt that you didn't have quite enough power and gave you the ability to strap on an Iron Man suit and fly like a boss. And thank God they remembered to include the suit, because if it was just some guy flying around, it would look silly. Number 2. Sims 3. Babies. Babies everywhere. The beauty of The Sims is that you can live your virtual life any way you want. If you want to be a stay-at-home dad who has an affair with your neighbor's husband, you can do that. Likewise, the game is very easily modified to add in new items to decorate your virtual home. But when you really think about it, there's only one thing any home needs: 60 babies, all screeching endlessly into the night. Why anyone would do this is a mystery, but the end result is pretty magical, since you're left with one terrified virtual woman surrounded by dozens of screaming babies, while the only thought that she can muster is utter confusion about why the stork decided, at that exact moment, that she was never allowed to sleep again. Number 1. A game of Mario that plays itself. Super Mario World is probably the most well-known game on this entire list, and for good reason. It's beyond rad. There are probably hundreds of mods for the game out there, but this is, by a long way, the most impressive. Using a bunch of in-game items, this person has managed to create a level that not only plays itself, but also plays a song too. There are no words to describe the level of dedication involved with doing this, presumably because the only person who could think of that word are too busy playing Super Mario World, which is a pretty good excuse, to be fair.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button in the top right. Our channel has loads of other awesome videos just like this.